Well, there were about 300 others like myself, and we were shipped off to an unknown destination. And when we finally came to our destination, the women were, it was a different kind of camp. It didn't have barbed wires around us or brick walls, but tremendous. I mean, we had lots and lots of Nazi guards. There were about 350 of us. The women were put into a filthy old cow barn. It was out in a deserted village. There were about 150 of us women in a cow barn that was never cleaned up, that was just covered with a thick layer of straw. The toilet facility was a ditch with some boards put over it so we could sit on it at least, but no walls, no privacy, nothing. The washing facilities was one faucet on the outside of the barn of cold water. But the authorities issued us enamel pans that we had shared with 9 other people, so 10 people to a pan. And the men lived under similar circumstances, not too far from us. There were 3 married couples in the camp. They couldn't live together, but could at least work together.
Now, some others were Christians, correct? Because those who were Christians, you did gather around together and encourage one another.
We were all people there who had one Jewish parent and one Aryan parent, but they weren't all believers. Mm-hmm. There were very few, and how we found out, we were digging ditches, and we were told that we should be so proud of ourselves that we can serve the Führer. Well, we dug ditches for about 8 to 10 hours a day. The ditches were about 7 or 8 feet deep, at least 10, 15 feet wide, because they were going to be used as tank traps in case the Russians would come into the country, although Hitler was always saying, we're winning. After that, we marched home. We stood in line for our measly, watery hot ration, and they all fit into a little enamel pot. And then we were given a piece of bread that was supposed to last for the next morning for breakfast. But we were not allowed to speak to each other when we were digging. But those of us that were Christians couldn't keep our mouths shut. And quietly, when the guards weren't looking, we would talk about Christ.